So this table turned out nice, and at this point we're on our way to our next project. And our next project is going to be a little bit of a change. I go to church with the guy that's got a Prius. It's not like mine. Mine's a Prius C, which is a small one. It's the smallest one they ever made, and I think they only made this one for 1 or 2 years. Prius C, C stands for compact. They kind of chopped the back end off of it. The regular Priuses stick out a lot more on the back. Because this is so small, I believe it gets better mileage than a regular Prius. I've gotten up to 70 miles to a gallon on this one, and it varies anywhere between 45 and 70, but still can't beat that. He's got the longer one, and he got ran off the road, literally. Somebody talking on their cell phone ran him off the road, crashed his, and it didn't hurt the running of the car, but it knocked the front end off of it, and the part that holds the radiator up is missing. And oddly enough, it's still running and it doesn't leak, but the radiator's bent and there's nothing really holding it in place. So he's bought parts to fix it, but he's a busy fella and he don't really have time to fix it, and he can't really find anybody to do the work. And he asked me would I do it for him. I said sure. So he's bringing that over today, so that's going to be my next project. We're going to help him get his Prius going. And so what I need to do in here is clean up. I did this table yesterday and it's turned out real nice. I took a lightweight piece of sandpaper this morning and sanded it down so that there wouldn't be any scratchy, splinters or anything on the edges of the plywood. And it came out real good. And basically I'm just going to start putting things away in here. I've got a lot of stuff that I hauled out for a lot of different projects, and what I'm going to do is kind of put things away, get things organized, get ready to film, and to bring this car over here so I'll have space to work on it easier when it gets here. So that's what we're up to this morning. I was going to go on the lake. Sun's shining today, and it's supposed to rain, I think, tomorrow. And I was hoping to get one more good day out on the lake. But it's cold and windy out there. And windy days are not really good days for getting good video on the water, so I'll just skip that for now. I'm still putting up videos from the car show. We went to a couple of car shows this weekend. I'm still catching up on that. So at this point, I'm just going to shut the camera off. We're going to start moving things around here, cleaning out some working space, and I'll get back to y'all later on, and we'll maybe by then we'll have a car to consider. See ya. Okay, we got a clean space to work with here, so Dave would be here in a little while, and we'll take a look at what he's got and go from there. Dave, by the way, has got that Dodge, I think it's called the Dakota, but I might be wrong, but it's like a convertible Dodge truck that they made, I think in the late 70s or maybe early 80s. They came with a V6. He's got a 318 in his, and if he drives it today, I'll see if I can shoot a little video of it. It was in the Martin Luther King parade that we were in a while back. Oh, the joy. Get this on video because it'll help me remember sure. What I might forget otherwise.
So it's drivable-ish. If you'll notice here, that is not where it should be.
It's a little bent.
It's bent and pushed back a good bit.
Okay.
So good news was it's all aluminum, so it actually bent and warped instead of spewing.
Okay.
So the condenser for the AC and the radiator is in this little thing. They're very thin. There's two of them. They're both in there. I got both the parts in there. So here's what I ordered up. So I ordered up all the parts. But bottom line, what I'm going to need to do is take off this this bracket is for the radiator bracket.
You all right?
I got a new bracket assembly because this obviously got bent.
Okay.
So we're basically going to take off everything on the front. We're going to take off the headlights and this bracket. And I don't think, here's what I'm not sure. I don't think the bumper actually got compressed.
Okay.
I think it was underneath.
Okay.
So here, let me show you right here. So here, this is how that radiator bracket kind of floats on this. It doesn't really float. It was tacked, just tack welded right there.
Yeah.
Maybe if we get out that part, it'll make more sense. But anyhow,
Why don't you go ahead and pull it in here?
okay.
That way,
You
if
want
it
me to put it
rains.
up on the ramp so it's easier? I got a couple ramps
Nope.
I brought with me. No.
No, just park it right here.
Okay.
That way, if it rains tonight, I can come out here and work on it tomorrow.
You want me to back it in so there's more space out front?
No, just pull it in.
Okay.
I'll work on the front first.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm saying. Do you have enough room if I pull it in forward?
I can move it later if I need to.
What?
I can move it later if I need to.
Okay.
That's good right there, I believe. This is a dumb thing, but you know how this, you actually put the key fob in there to turn it on, right? Is this one of those push button ones?
It does, but you need this one.
Okay.
This goes like this. There's a little slot right here,
Yeah.
and then you can push the button.
Okay, just leave it in there.
Okay, I can do that. I'm just gonna leave it here so it doesn't drain the battery or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So I ordered, so here's what I ordered. I got the new plastic shields for this, right? I got the new front bumper painted. I got the new bracket, radiator and condenser. I got the little plastic piece of thing that goes in front of that. I got the rear bumper. And then I got some other miscellaneous attachment bits. So what I don't know, like I said, the main thing I don't know is if this actually got pushed back. That's what I don't know.
We'll be able to tell once we get this off from in front of it.
Yeah.
I don't always know, on these newer cars, I don't know how the rubber things,
A lot of these are just this little simple.
you just pull them out and push them back in.
Yeah, just little.
And they don't,
They're that easy. Yeah.
and they don't break apart or anything once they come out, so you can just push them back in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're that simple. A lot of them. Yeah, these two screws right there. That'll come right off.
Okay.
Hell, I mean, you can start putting little bits over here.
Yeah, I got a pile of. I save butter dishes to put screws in.
Okay. You got a screwdriver. You could take some of these off here. We'll take a look at this.
I got screwdrivers right here.
Just need a Phillips right now. Just give us a little more room to look at stuff. Real quick. Oh, that's still the bumper. Okay. That's still the rest of the bumper then. Okay. Well, I have to pull it off at some point.
Yeah, that's right. You don't have to do it now. I can come back to it later. I just want to know how to get those loose.
Yeah, most of those are just little pulls. Okay. I'm trying to see if there's anything else handy as far as those. But a lot of them are the quick, and I even got some new ones to replace them with for the most part.
Yeah.
So anyway,
You want to set what you got in here?
Yeah, let's bring the parts in. I'll show you what we got here. Because I think once we see that radiator bracket, things will make more sense.
Yeah.
Warmed up after all today.
Yeah.
It started up cold enough.
It was pretty chilly earlier today.
this is this operation right here. Because it virtually floats, not quite.
Yeah. Okay.
And that was the part I couldn't quite understand. Well, yeah. Well, let's see. You know what? I think this bracket actually, this might actually stay. They might have tacked it there.
Honey,
Yeah.
Dolores and I are gonna walk down to the lake.
All right.
Okay. That's what I'm trying to figure is how this actually attaches. So I'm trying to, because I know it kind of floats, right? Obviously, you know, because it has to go kind of around it. I don't see that big thing there, but I do see a couple little arms right here. Because that's the puzzle part right there, obviously because of the impact. Otherwise, it'd be straightforward. But
Okay. Well, I'll take the puzzle apart and study on it and figure out how to put it back together.
right, but I think you might want to have this handy because this is
Yeah, you go ahead and bring that up here. We can sit it right over there. Just
because I was thinking this is if you're going to start on the hard stuff, this is the part you're going to need first.
just sit this over here.
Over there? Yes, sir.
I'll leave it up there. Any old way will do, as long as we can put it in place so it won't get hurt. Just turn it around.
More sense. Yeah, that works. Okay. Oh, that makes sense.
There you go, have a seat and study on it.
You got a little more light. I think this is actually on this bracket, and I think this is the piece that I just ordered. See how there's another layer right there? I think this is what I just ordered, it's right there, where it kicks in. Let's take a look at the other, let's take a look at the target piece. All right, this would be it right there, right? So there's just a little metal there, a little metal there, a little metal there. There's not much there. So I think that reinforcement bracket actually stays on the, you want to kind of cut underneath that. Let's see. See how this metal looks compared to that metal. Let's take a look. Okay, I can see the ribs. So see how that goes right there.
So there's a hole here, and it looks like there's a
Little bracket or something.
maybe something for the on that rubber.
Looks like for the wiring.
That's for the wiring.
That's just for the wiring hole.
There's a hole here, and there's something there that may be.
It's another holder for the wiring.
Okay.
Yep.
So this goes back there.
So I was thinking I was going to cut this off, but I don't want to do that. We want to cut this off.
Yeah. You can see where that
Yeah.
is all the way up here.
Yep, you can see that there. And I'm assuming, let me take a look. Look at that light there. Yeah, there it is underneath this other bit here. Hey, you can see they've got a little tack weld right here. Well, you have to come around here, but they put a little tack weld on those. Yeah, that's all they did. But I mean, you don't need to put, I mean, I was thinking about it. What I was going to do, since I don't have a welder, is I was just going to put a little JD on it because it primarily floats. It doesn't really need to be solidly attached.
Well, you might also be able to shoot tech screws into it.
Sure, that's it.
You know, all it is a lip, and if that can see this is hard metal.
Yep.
But it's got this soft metal on top of it.
Yep.
I've got some tiny tech screws.
I'm not worried about that. But anyway, I was just trying to think it through about what to cut and everything else.
Well, once we get that out of the way, and this is this, so this will need to come off.
Yes.
And this headlight will
Come
come
on.
off.
Yeah.
And then once we get this off,
Things will make a lot more sense.
yeah. Did you use anything special for antifreeze? Just
I
regular.
think it's got like kind of a special little pink antifreeze. It's got a specialty one. Yeah,
If I
it's-
can drain it out and save it, I'll do that.
yeah, I can get some more of that too. So, yeah, I'll get the antifreeze for it. That. But yeah, the condenser and the radiator got to come out, obviously. So
Once I get it stripped down, we'll be able to tell a lot more.
Yeah.
And begin to get a picture of what we need to do. So
Sure.
Just be a matter of taking the parts off, putting them back on after.
yeah. Okay. So anyway, that's pretty much it. You know, obviously, so just shoved it back. You know, busted the plastic fan, but it didn't break any hoses or anything mechanical. Everything still works, and it didn't even mess up the alignment.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah. Well, I didn't really hit anything. I was just kind of went through a ditch, past a ditch. So it hit kind of dirt, but didn't impact. It was just kept moving. Right.
Yeah.
Just a continuous motion, kind of spin bit.
Shame didn't get it on video.
Yeah. So anyhow, yeah, that's what we got. Obviously, yeah, like I said, you know, I did see someone talk about taking this off. I think they put some sort of lift underneath this to take some strain off. To pull, you know, because this would kind of, it's a little heavy where all that stuff is. So you might need to put a little jack over there or something to kind of support that when you pull this off. Kind of bit. Trying to think what else I saw. I think that was about it. Yeah, you'd want to just take off this little cross member first. It'll give you, then you should have a good chance of taking off the radiator and condenser.
Yeah.
And seeing what you're dealing with, and then later on would be this whole assembly. That's kind of what I had envisioned in my head. Now, what it comes down to in the end is something else. But, and I did get, yeah, I think I even got another one of these because this is bent. I got another one, so we shouldn't have to bend anything back. I should have enough parts. Should.
Well, I'll get out here in the morning and we'll start playing with it and see where we get to.
Sounds good. You can give me a holler or text or whatever if you have a question. Absolutely. You know, appreciate this so much.
Give me
Well,
something-
I'll figure out something. You know.
Give me something to do.
Yep. Yep. Even make some extra money too, man. I'll pay you for your time.
Well, I'm poor enough where I won't say no, but I don't want you to overdo it because, you know,
Yeah.
the quality of your workmanship mechanic is strictly shade trees. Shade tree rates, I guess, if anything.
Well, I mean, look at this car. I mean, I got the different hood. It's got the thing. I just want it functional again.
Yeah.
You know, if I could have just, you know, hooked a chain to it and yanked it back,
yeah.
that might have been enough, quite honestly. But I'm like, yeah. Still do need the other things to be a little bit nicer than that. So shit almost falling off.
Okay. Well, something to play with.
Yeah. When I tell you what, I got more projects I can shake a stick at, so that's why
I'm pretty caught up right now. So I'm just kind of looking for something to do.
Well, that's timely for both of us then. I'm looking for somebody to do something I would normally do, and looking for something to do that I would also do.
So I'll be coming back to this tomorrow and we'll see what we can make of it. Be the first time I ever worked on one of these.